Hey guys, yeah, I'm doing this uncut, unscripted, on the fly, and as quickly as I can before I have to clock into work. But I wanted to do a bit of a follow-up on a video I did yesterday morning as I was getting myself ready to, go to work as well. And that was basically the impact that the situation is having on pop culture, mostly pop culture events, conventions, movies, you name it. And one of the things I touched upon was, sorry about that too, got a bit of a hair in my throat there. Excuse me. But one of the things I wanted to touch upon was, Universal. I mentioned Universal had come up with this strategy that a lot of people have been talking about. And that strategy was because of the current pandemic or epidemic, or whatever you want to call it, pandemic that we're going through. And seeing as though a majority of what makes, Universal Pictures the money, that being cinemas, theaters, shutting down for at least 6 to 12 weeks, at most, kind of interrupting with their income. Universal made the announcement that a lot of the movies they have right now in theaters and will be coming to theaters during that time frame will be released on schedule. In other words, they will get a theatrical release in the theaters that are not shut down, or at least, like I said, that are at least going by the CDC guidelines. In other words, basically making sure that it's only 50 people, making sure it's like, well, not just CDC guidelines, but guidelines in general of making sure it's only, of making sure it's only 50 people or less in the theaters, and they're spaced out, so it's like it, coincides with the, like 6 feet away kind of deal. So basically what I'm trying to get at is Universal realizes, like I said, that these theaters being shut down for the next 6 to 12 weeks, maybe less, depending on the results and the outcome and how things change. Universal came up with an idea, and again, this is something a lot of people were talking about, recently, and why Universal was in the news. Universal, like I said, realizes that with these cinemas shutting down, a majority of them, especially the big chains like AMC and Regal and whatnot, that it's going to take a chunk out of their income. It's going to take a chunk out of the profits. So the way they're going to make that up is by releasing the movies they have in theaters right now on basically, they're going to release them digitally early, or on demand early. In other words, basically, let's say you went and saw the Invisible Man. Well, that movie is going to be released on demand as of maybe right now. Or if you were planning to go see Trolls World Tour, on the weekend of April 10th, well, now you could sit in the comfort of your home and watch it whenever you like, or at least for 48 hours. That's the thing. It's basically going to be the same as like a 48 to 72 hour rental. The only problem with that, the only problem some people may find about that, is they still got to pay about the amount of, getting an average movie ticket. That's about it. They still got to pay what seemingly equals up to the average movie ticket just to watch these movies. I think the catch, though, is the price. If you're going with cable, the price that you have to pay is just going to be added to your cable bill. And then that $19.99 will be, I guess, sent to Universal to make up for, like I say, the lack of income they're going to be getting with a lot of these cinemas and theaters shut down. So like I said, a lot of the movies that they had planned for the box office in the next several months are still going to be released on schedule in the theaters and cinemas that will remain open or may reopen depending on the situation changing or whatever the change may be. And on top of that, you know, they're going to still give everybody a chance to watch these movies even if they have to do it in the comfort of their own home. But the question I have is, once this whole situation kind of, you know, dies down, not saying it's going to be gone forever, but let's say when sooner or later, when this whole situation, this whole pandemic, you know, from a worldwide, not just a worldwide, but a national standpoint, a U.S. standpoint, you know, when it starts to kind of die down and, you know, not be as, you know, as prominent as it is, the question I think I have for anybody is, you know, with Universal coming up with this, I guess for the time being, a temporary solution to make up for the lack of funds they're going to get from the box office by having the movies go on demand the same day they end up in theaters, just like, let's say, an independent film does at times, or mostly does, depending on the studio it comes from. Do you think this will become the new norm? We know that Netflix, I think, kind of started this trend a little bit. Maybe not in what Universal's doing, but they started a trend basically to where, you know, they're going to make a movie, get a mega star, or sort of get a A-list or B-list, or whatever you call it, a semi-big star to be like the front man or woman in the movie. They're going to release it selectively, if not worldwide, in theaters. And then after a short period in theaters, it's going to end up on Netflix like it was always there. So even though Netflix may have started the trend, Universal apparently is taking it up a notch a little bit, you know, with this temporary solution. But do you think this temporary solution that they're doing is going to be something that sticks in the future? Like maybe studios will realize, hey, not everybody has a theater or a cinema close by. Maybe better for us to not just release it in theaters so they can still get that big screen treatment, but to also release it, you know, on demand. Just like I said, what they're doing here, just price it for as much as what a movie ticket, you know, usually is. Maybe a bit more than a movie ticket, you know, non-matinee, but still. Maybe it's something that not just Universal, but a lot of movie studios can look into possibly in the future. Because you can't tell me that what Universal's doing isn't going to, you know, end up becoming a very popular solution, not just temporarily due to the pandemic that we're in, but a popular solution for maybe years to come, and something that could eventually become permanent. But what do you guys think? What do you think about Universal's decision to go in this direction? Do you like it? Do you like the fact that the way they're making up the income is to have cable companies charge $19.99 for it? What do you think? And do you think this could be something that not just Universal, but other studios like Warner Brothers, Disney, you name it, could adopt in the future? Not just for situations like this, but maybe on a more permanent basis. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. I got to get back into work now, but comment down below. Let me know what you all think about this. I think it's a unique idea, even if it's temporary. But do you think it will be permanent? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. I'm out.